Welcome to our video series where we are going through the CAT or Computer Applications Technology Prac exam from November 2024. This is paper 1 and we're doing with the grade 12 paper, and we've done 2 of the questions already. We're going to move on to the third question, which is probably going to be the start of the Excel one. So let's see if we can excel at these spreadsheets. Just a reminder that it'll be beneficial for you to try out the question first. So go to the video description, go download the data files and the question paper, go try it out, and then the question you get stuck on, take note of them so that when you come back to watch the video, you can then go and see how to do them. So let's start off with this one. They ask us to open up 3 cells spreadsheet. Just take note of the details over here that we must take note of. And one thing that you must always take note of when you're working with a spreadsheet is you must make sure that you're working in the correct worksheet. You don't want to be making changes to the wrong sheet, and then all of a sudden you won't get those marks. So we are in the 3-cell spreadsheet in the target worksheet. So I've got it open over here. Here's my 3-cell spreadsheet, and we are in the target sheet, so we are in the right spot. So let's look at 3.1. Move the target worksheet to a new workbook and save the new workbook as a 3 target in the examination folder. So we're going to move this one completely. So I'm going to right click on it. When in doubt, right click, and we're going to move the sheet and we're going to move it to a new book. Now they said we mustn't copy it, we must move it. So that's why I'm not going to click on the create a copy. So I'm going to click OK. So here we are in a new book. So I'm going to go File, Save As, and we're in our exam folder, and we're going to save it as, if you remember correctly, as 3 target. So we're going to save this one as 3 target and save it. And then we can close the spreadsheet. So I'm going to just close it. If you go to your exam folder, if we scroll to the bottom there, we can see 3 target is over here. So we have got it. We are still in the sales target. We don't have that target anymore. We're on the sales sheet. So we're going to work in that. Insert a comment in A1 with the text popular. So in A1, when in doubt, always right click. So click on A1, you can see this whole bunch of merged cells. Right click on it and we can insert a comment. So there's a new comment and we're going to put in the comment popular. And there we go. There's my comment over there. Make sure you press on the enter so that your comment remains in the cell. Then 3.3, insert a function in D3 to display the price of the cheapest product. In D3, we come to D3. There it is. We want the cheapest product. So there we can see the prices of the products. I'm assuming it's not the total cost. We want the price of the product. So to work out the cheapest, we're going to put in a min formula, and we want to find the min of the E column, which goes from here until, let's take note of where the last one is, because we're probably going to have to go to it a lot. So it goes until number 49. So E10 to E49, and close the bracket, and our cheapest is 26. 3.4, insert COUNTIFs functions, okay, in D5 to determine how many products have a delivery shipment method with the cost of 1,000 or more. So there are 2 criteria that's why we're using a COUNTIFs, because COUNTIFs gives us 2 options or more options than more than just one. So we want a delivery shipment and a total cost of 1,000 or more, which means including 1,000. So let's look at our data. So in this cell here at D5, how do we know that it's a delivery shipment? Well, there's the word delivery I'm assuming must be in the shipment column, and we want a total cost of 1,000 or more. And so total cost means we're looking at this column over here. So in here, we're going to use equals to a COUNTIFs. So that means we're going to do range criteria. So our first range, let's look at this range here. So we're looking in the G column, right to the bottom. So I'm looking in G10 to G49, comma, so we can get our next argument. We are looking for the word delivery. Now remember, you must put your criteria in double quotes. So we're going to put double quote delivery. We are looking for the word delivery. So let's just close there just to see if it works so far. So it's counting how many of these contain the word delivery. Now let's go delete that bracket. So now we're going to go, okay, so in the blue column, you're looking for the word delivery. Then we're going to put comma. Now our next range, we are looking at the total cost, which is the H column. Just make sure that you've got the same number. So from 10 to 49, 10 to 49, comma. What are we looking for? We're looking for 1,000 or more, which means greater than, equal to 1,000. It is 1,000 or more. And remember, your criteria must be in double quotes. So if I press enter, there are 4 that are delivery with 1,000 or more. And that's how you get your COUNTIF. 3.5. Insert a combination of functions in cell A12 to create a receipt number for the Galaxy t-shirt product. So let's go to A12. There's A12. So how do we work out this receipt number? The receipt is calculated as the day of the month on which the product was bought. So if I go look at the data, you can see there it puts the number of the day. If we look for the day it was purchased, it takes that 10, and it takes that 11, it takes that 20. So how do I get that 01? Well, to get that, we're going to use a function. Remember, it's a series of functions. We're going to get the day of this date function. So that will get us the 1. There you can see it's a 1. This is going to be followed by the first 3 letters of the product, followed by an @SO. So the first 3 letters of the product. So that's going to be the product name of there. So we want GAL. So the first 3 letters of the product. So we're going to add on to that. So when we're constructing a bunch of text together, we're going to use the ampersand or the and symbol to construct our string. So now we're going to say, and I want to copy from the first 3 letters, not from the right, not from the middle, but from the Beyonce, from the left. So from the left of the product field, we want to copy 3 characters. So get the day and then add on the first 3 letters from the left of the word galaxy. So it should be 1 GAL. If you look there, it did get KRD for kids, and Galaxy Crystal Ball did the same thing there. And then it does say that we must have the word @SO at the end, just like all these others. So at the end of that, I'm going to put another and symbol with a double quote @SO, just like it is in double quotes, because we want the text as is. So if I do that, and so you can see your receipt is over there. You could have also come over here and broken it down into day of the date in one block. And then in the other block, you would have gone the left of the Galaxy product name, which is from that for the 3 characters. Then you could have constructed using all these building blocks. So you can use these building blocks, but there we go. That's another way of doing it. So there's in one step. Now let's move on to 3.6. Insert a formula in F11 to calculate the total VAT 15% payable on the price of the product sold. So if I come here to F11, there's F11. So we want the price of the VAT of that product, which means, you must be careful here. If that's the price of the VAT, but we want the payable on the price of the product sold. So what they're referring to there, if you look there, it's 3 marks. It's not 2 marks. If it was 2 marks, I think it would be tempting to just go equals to the price multiplied by 15%. So how do we do that? You can either say 15 divided by 100, or you could have said 0.15, and you could have done something like that. I think that would have been feasible. However, that would have easily been 2 marks, but because it's 3 marks, that's my clue. Why is it 3 marks? And it says payable on the price of the product sold. So I've got a feeling we need to actually consider the actual number of items sold. So that's the VAT on one item. That's not the VAT we're paying on this whole order. So we actually need to first work out the total order, which is going to be the price for one item multiplied by how many we are buying. So if we do that, that's the total price of that times by that. So we bought 2 of them at that price, that's the total. And so that, you can put it in brackets, you don't have to because we're multiplying it by the number, the BODMAS will work out. But just to be sure, we're taking that total value and multiplying it by 0.15, and then that would be the VAT. Now that makes more sense. If you think about these two are very similar in price, so this price needs to be closer to that than it was originally, which was that 59. That makes it look like a more reasonable VAT price. So again, use the mark allocation to guide you. It's too simple to just have 2 things, probably something more. So that's what I would do there. And then 3.7, add a spreadsheet feature to column J to display all the cells with yellow background fill where the shipment method is the same as the selection made in H3. So if we come here to H3, do you see there we can select different options, okay? So we want this cell over here to be changed, they said column G, to be in yellow background depending on which one we select there. So that's a conditional formatting option. So we're going to select all of these values, and then I'm going to come here to conditional formatting, and let's go add a new rule. And so where the cells contain a cell value that is equal to the value in that block there. If it's equal to H3, we've got absolute cell referencing. That's correct, because when I copy this formula down, I always want to refer to H3. Let's go back. If it's the cell's value is equal to H3, we want it to be in a yellow fill background. So click yellow fill and click OK. So that's what I'm looking like. So if we say in store, all the in-stores are yellow. But if I change this now to delivery, you see how all the deliveries are now in yellow. So there we go. That's how we want it to be. And that's the last question. We're going to save everything, and then we can move on to our next Excel question. Our videos will always be free, and to help us out as a channel, all we ask you is that you please click on that subscribe button and share us with your friends so we can help as many people as we can. Please spread the word of Mr. Long Education, and don't do it the long way, do it the Mr. Long way.